Coach Burt, good morning. It's Monday morning. Headed to Nashville, Tennessee. Hunter, good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning, Tom. Natalie, good morning. Good morning, all the folks jumping on. There we go. Now you can hear me. Now you can hear me, folks. Heather Visser, good morning. All right. Now we're cooking. The old saying in the South, now we're cooking with grease, as they say. All right, so I'm Coach Burt. I believe everybody needs a coach. Good morning, Brad Howard. Good morning, everybody out there. Coach Burt, 727. I started at 722, but for some reason, hey, wasn't working like I thought it would. That's okay. Many times in life, Jamie, it don't work like you think it's going to work. Matter of fact, most of the time, it don't work the way you think it's supposed to work. Right? It's gonna take longer than you thought. It's gonna cost more than you imagined. It's gonna be harder than you ever thought, man, to do something big in the world. Anybody else tells you anything different? Folks, flat out lying to you. And I mean bold-faced lying. Everything I've ever done in my life took me longer than I thought. It was harder than I thought, and it cost more money than I thought. And that's the truth. So why not just go into it with proper expectation? Right? Now, today we're going to talk about how to get yourself together. And this is so critical. There's two types of people that I see in the world. One that just totally doesn't have anything together. Their life is just a mess. Driven by emotion, bad decisions, lack of discipline. Like, man, they just live in fantasy world, okay? That's one of the groups of people I see. And then there's a person that, man, has kind of got it together, but they just can't seem to get ahead. So they're constantly on the struggle bus, right? They're constantly on the struggle bus, and they just can't seem to get it together. And you say, well, why can't they get it together, man? And a lot of it comes back to one thing. They just don't have the grit and the toughness and the emotional toughness that it takes to go there. Right? This is part of the reason I'm doing this course with Elko. If you don't know who Dr. Kevin Elko is, he's Nick Saban's team psychologist, 30 national championships, Sean Wright. And I'm like, man, what people need is they need to be battle tested. Battle testing is where you, right? It's where you have been in the game, you have been tested. Because you've been tested, you are now ready to handle the blows that you get, the sucker punches that you have, right? But many people can't even get to the point where they can even get in the game, guys. I mean, it's truth. So you got a lot of people who, you know, they really just can't even get in the game to even get battle tested. So the way you get yourself together, man, is you gotta, Jimmy just said it, man, you gotta take a little bit more total responsibility for your life. If you can't get ahead, it ain't anybody's fault but your own, man. We live in the greatest country in the world, the most opportunity in the world, the biggest potential in the world. The people that can't get it together, man, you just can't get it together. And I'm going to use a word. You got some kind of condition in life, and you are allowing those conditions in life to affect your ability to play at the next level. Morning, Brad Fowler. Okay, so if you're out there and you're like, man, how do some people seem to have it together and some people don't seem to have it together? Listen, those people that have it together got lives, and kids, and families, and responsibilities, and problems, just like you do, right? But somehow they got a dominant focus, which is very critical to this equation. Okay, they got a target they're trying to achieve. They got an unwavering, relentless spirit about them, man, where they just get up and pursue every day. They don't whine, they don't complain, they don't make excuses. They've got a battle-tested toughness about them. If you're sitting there going, man, I ain't got any of that stuff, coach, which is why I'm not getting ahead in the work, because I don't have it together, right? You ever tell, you know, sometimes I tell my daughter, I'm like, you got to get it together, girl. Well, I look at a lot of the people I coach, and I listen to them, and I listen to what they want. They want a better future. They want more income. They want a better house. They want this. I'm like, man, you got to get it together. If you want all those things, you got to give up something to get something. You right? It's the old thing that Don Meyer used to say: for everything you add, you got to subtract one thing. So if you're out there and you're like, man, I need to get my shit together. Okay, yes, you probably do. Number one. Number two, first step is recognizing you got to get it together, and just recognizing that something is not working the way you want it to work. See, I think this is a big challenge for a lot of people, is they either accept something, or they just, man, they don't even recognize that they're playing at such a low level that they need any help. Okay? I mean, you see people get into trouble and you say, man, they need to get themselves together. You're right, but really, if you got potential and you got talent, and you do, every person on this call has got it, you need to be telling yourself you need to get it together. Right, Paul? If you're not getting the results you want, you need to tell yourself you need to get it together. So the way I try to get myself together is a discipline and a rhythm and the ability to say no to things that don't serve the target, don't serve the mission. A lot of it is about letting go of people. You know, it's like the skills that got us out of Egypt can't get us to the promised land, man. What used to be valuable in the past ain't valuable in the future. People got to skill up. They got to get better. And so it's like, has a lot to do with your relationship, the emotional toxicity of your relationships, the caliber of people that you're associating with, the skill level of the people you work with, the dreams and goals that you have. Like, a lot of getting yourself together, man, looking like somebody, dressing like somebody, taking care of your body like somebody. Like, a lot of this, man, it's like, man, I'm going to get my shit together. I'm tired of not having it together. So I've been on both sides of this, folks. I've had times in my life I didn't have it together at all. And I've had times in my life I've had it together to a level. And now I'm trying to get it to a ridiculous level. Okay? And there's these certain indicators that you gotta have. Just like you tell a kid, man, get yourself together. You're too emotional. Get yourself together. You're not prepared enough. Get yourself together, man. You need to learn how to dress. Get yourself together, man. You need to show up every day. Get yourself together. You need to quit making excuses. How does some people find a way to be successful and some people don't? That's the question you should be asking yourself. Why does that dude over there outproduce me 7-1, and that woman over there outproduce me 10-1? Because they got themselves together, man. So if you're trying to get yourself together mentally, emotionally, then I strongly encourage you. You need to be at my boot camp this Thursday and Friday on Flip the Switch. Something's got to activate in you, man. You got to get out of this fantasy world you live in and get into the truth, number one. And number two, you need to be in my 4-week course with Dr. Elko on battle testing. You need to grow up emotionally and get tougher. Now, it's going to be curious to see how many people sign up for this. This is the #1 sports psychologist in the world. He's Nick Saban's coach. And every one of you watching this need it, man. It's $97. Be one of the best things you've ever done. Spent 4 weeks, 2 with me, 2 with Dr. Elko. We're going to both do things together, and we're calling it Battle Tested. So I'm excited about it. I'll post the link to be coached by the #1 sports psychologist, 30-time national championship coach. Man, do you want to go pro or not? Do you want to get yourself together or not? Okay? This is a question. We got it. Okay? This is a question every person's got to make. I want to go pro, folks. I'm so sick of playing in minor leagues and everything in life. So, I hope you're doing great. Boom. Let's do this, Eric. I got to get off here and do a coaching call. Like, guys, get yourself together today. Get yourself together. Get yourself together. Get everything about your life together, man. And let's do something big together. You were hardwired to do something big and great, not small and ridiculous. Not living in petty little dramas that people live in every single day. Get yourself to a higher frequency by getting around bigger time people. Okay? So, flip the switch Thursday, Friday. Change your life. Me and Dr. Elko the whole month of July, 4 weeks. So, I'm excited about coaching you guys. Let's have an incredible day. Okay? Everybody needs a good coach.